Waggy waggy. Buddy.
You're
All
muted,
right.
buddy.
I saw your lips move. You don't even have to unmute.
All right.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Oh, good, guys. How's everything with you?
Good. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that mansion thing.
Yeah, that's nice, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
You could get lost there.
I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna be a
pretty
pretty
fun.
awesome event.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Paula G.
So gangsta. Sounds so gangsta.
How you doing, Ala?
I'm good. How are you?
You really sold me on it.
No, I have my cleaning lady here. I can hardly hear her, so I can't go downstairs. She's vacuuming. So
Okay.
sorry.
No worries.
Sam's in the house. Sam's in the house too.
Yes.
What's up,
Yo!
Alfredo? Hey.
Yeah, they're coming in, they're trickling in one after the other.
Yeah.
It's not a flood, it's a trickle.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. It's good to see you guys. Today we are going to talk about the affiliate program and how you guys can actually profit from LeadSnap. I am taking like ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson's lead on their affiliate programs. You know, they have built up their companies by taking care of their affiliates in a really, really good way. I know that they have like affiliates that get paid, you know, millions and millions of dollars a year off their program. And I would love for that to be the case one day for LeadSnap. So we've tried to set everything up for success for you guys. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity. I know that the Facebook group, all these different groups, this community for kind of like lead generation is so tight, and we're all in the same places all the time. So it's a, you know, if you've got people you know and you've used our software and it's helping you, just by spreading the word, you can profit from it and rely on us to take care of it. We're going to get into that more, but that's what today's call is going to be about. I know that it is needed when Alfredo, who's on like every call, sends me a question and says, hey, do you guys have an affiliate program? We've mentioned it a few times in the past, but one of the things that I guess we've done is we've really focused so much on trying to provide value on how you guys can move your businesses ahead without really mentioning what this group was named after. You know, it comes up sometimes and we use it as a part of our strategies, but there's a lot of hidden jewels that I think are hiding, and that you guys can use to have money coming in right away, whether it's selling the platform as its own SaaS or you know, like sending users our way and getting a recurring cut from it, and the number gets pretty big. But let's start off with wins. Who's got some wins from the last week in their business?
I do.
What do you got, Alfredo sauce?
So I use that method. I don't know why crackhead comes to mind, but feeding the leads that you've taught here on a junk removal site, believe it or not. And he just called me. He says, Alfred, can you do what you do on my stuff? So I pitched him the whole like, hey, put like a deposit down. I'll build it. I'll rank it. And then I'll sell you the leads. He's like, done. Send me the invoice. So that was super cool. That still works. And it's a guy I just been building the relationship with.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it when you have the right offer and you get it in front of the right people and you have the knowledge on how to sell it, it's a combination that can be really explosive for your business. So it's good to see that that's clicking for you, Alfredo. So you've got it. So essentially what you did is you sold him, you charged a startup fee, and then he's basically paying to build out your lead gen site, and then you're going to start charging him more when the leads start to come in.
Perfectly said. Exactly that. Yep.
Yeah. So one of the ways that we've tweaked this offer over the last few months is starting to do more SEO for the clients and actually working on their sites. So that way we can start charging from day one and show value really early on by just like building their sites and helping them with their GMB, getting them reviews. We can load up their past contacts into LeadSnap and request reviews. So, I mean, they can get reviews in the first 48 hours. And when they start to see that, they feel really confident in their decision to spend money with you, especially as that second month approaches. So I would say, hey, if that's possible with this client, to maybe tack on some of these other services and get money coming in sooner.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. Who else has some wins for us?
Hey, I've got a win. It's not a customer win, but I just moved over to LeadSnap in the past 2 days. I was on a different system, which was a white labeled version of Go High Level. And I had all sorts of frustrations and working with like multiple phone numbers. And within a day, I solved all of that stuff. So kudos
awesome,
to you and your product team. It's a great product so far. I don't even know how to use it fully. And I'm already, doing better than the other system. So huge
That's
win.
great. That's amazing to hear. Obviously, they're one of our direct competitors. One of the things that I've heard from a lot of people who have made the move is they like our support a lot better. And Roger, as you're getting started, I would say it may be a good idea for you to book an onboarding call with someone from our team. They can walk you through things. And
Already there. That was
okay.
one of the big things. I definitely jumped in on the chat. Somebody, it was like 5 p.m. where I was. I'm sure it was later where you guys are because you're central. Somebody jumped on the chat in like a couple of minutes, solved all of my blockers for me. It's just basic stuff like how do I get integrated? So the support is fantastic.
I love it, man. That's great to hear. That's good feedback from me. I've spent a lot of time trying to get that support team in place so that we can create that kind of response. I've really prioritized that above trying to push it out to the market and to the world. And now that we've got some of these foundational pieces in place, we're going to start to send LeadSnap out. We do this call every week. I'm thrilled that you're here, man, and thank you for taking a chance with us and giving it a try, man. A lot of these people that are on this call, usually we have 30 or 40 people on these calls, and a lot of them are the users of the platform that have been here for a couple years. Some of them coming from High Level or other platforms or whatever. So it's great to have somebody like you, someone new join the community, the new faces coming in. So
let me give you just a couple of specifics that might help you sell your product or compete. So I started with a group called which is like Modern Millionaire. It's kind of a coaching course for.
I know those guys, Chase and Chance.
Exactly.
Or Chance and Abdul.
That's right. They use a white labeled version of Go High Level, and they're not able to modify that fast enough. And one of the most basic things is you can have multiple SMTPs, you can have multiple phone numbers, but you cannot use those multiple phone numbers. You really can't use them to do things like I can't send a manual SMS on any phone number I want to. I can't include that in a workflow. It's just kind of an obvious thing. Why would you have all these multiple things and not be able to use them flexibly? It's kind of pointless. So I can't, I have to send out everything on one email as opposed to choosing an email like a .com. We're using a .net. So that was just a major obvious thing, and they won't be able to change that. They're in the midst of scrapping everything. I don't think they'll be able to change anything meaningful for at least 6 months. That's my estimate. And then also your welcome video. For me, I'm a longtime developer. I've been in Silicon Valley for like I've been programming professionally for like 40 years. So your story resonated with me. It's like, thank God, a developer who became a marketer. You know what I mean? This system has got to rock. And so I was like, thank God I don't have to do that.
I appreciate it. It wasn't an easy thing. And I'll tell you that the ability to stand on the fence with one foot on the developer side and the other foot on the like user being the customer of the software is I think it's made things a lot better for us. We try, like I said in that video, we were trying to solve our own problems, and I had no plans to sell this to anyone. It was just like I needed a tool to solve my problems, and it wasn't out there. And then it was like, oh,
that's like a common business success story right there.
I appreciate it.
The other thing is their help is very fragmented, and it's all post a message, wait a day, answer, wait another day. your chat is amazing for making people go fast. You know, I mean, I'm amazed at, I already have duplicated all of the critical automations that I had that took me so long to figure out in that white labeled system, and they're much better. So kudos to you.
Awesome. That's great, man. Thank you so much. Very cool to hear. Awesome. Well, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, Roger. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get integrated in this community and see some regular faces. This goes a lot. Today, we're going to focus on the software, but usually these calls are, they're business strategy calls a lot, where we're talking sales and ranking and, all sorts of different things, managing your agency, all types of stuff like that beyond just the software, right? Which is, I think a lot of these guys tune in for that. But welcome aboard. What other wins do we have, guys? Is that it?
Hey, Patrick, I have a win.
What do you got, Ology?
Remember my text where he made up and she called, and now I'm back in business. My tree service people are back together, and
Oh, that's good.
It's all happy now.
That's great. That's great. Are you making progress on the salesperson?
So yeah, nobody really said that they could.
Okay,
Do
well,
that.
let's put it out there. So Ala
Okay.
has a couple sites that she is interested. She's got a full-time job. She doesn't have the ability to spend her time selling as much as she would need to. So if you're looking to help somebody sell, Ala may be your girl. There you go. Hopefully that will give you some leads in the sales front there.
Do I just need to provide like contact information? It's not cold calling. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
you know what? Just I know I kind of go through me and I'll relay it to you. I know that you like your privacy with a lot of this stuff. So I'll just send it over to you so that way we don't have to blast it out to everyone that watches this call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I got
Appreciate
you. Yep.
I had
All right,
a little
what's up?
win I could share.
Alec, what's up, man? It's good to see you.
What's up? What's up? I had I've had a big week just taking things off my own plate, and then but also saving all the cold calling for myself. So since you showed me last week how to essentially stack the scheduled GMB posts and the photo drips, I set that up for a bunch of my clients, and that's been one of those tasks that's been like, oh, I really need to do that for like 3 weeks, and I couldn't, and then I just sat down. I did it in like an hour and a half, and I'm 3 weeks ahead now. I'm like, finally.
That's awesome.
The relief to not have to think about that for 3 weeks is incredible. The other thing is last week I talked about just having too many tasks to do. So I took the social media off my plate until middle of May. And then I took a lot of the backlinking and stuff off my plate, just leveraging relationships through LeadSnap. Found like a good person to help me with that. So really stoked on that. And then yeah, just cold calling. Like coming into this meeting, I just got absolutely slammed on like 5 seconds before the meeting started. But I cold call for like 6 years, so I'm used to it. But that one was the first like savage one I've had in a year or so, where it was just like,
It feels good sometimes. Like it's like
kind of does. But I also want to just like reach to the phone and shake her, because I was like,
right.
I'm sending you free leads. Like, just listen to me for a second.
The some of these people are so beat down by marketers calling them that when like someone that has a real opportunity actually reaches out, they're not even open to it. They've been the world has taught them that these cold callers can't bring value, right? And it can be hard to interrupt that. But that's awesome that you have that 6 years of experience. I think that's an incredibly valuable experience to have the resilience of doing the cold calling combined with the sales and just kind of like the internal processing that if I just stick with this, I know that I'm going to hit my number, right? A lot of people get discouraged and that stuff's all in the rearview mirror for you, which is great.
Yeah. I paid my blood dues.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I'll send you over I made a video. I'll post it in the LeadSnap group and I'll tag you in it or send it to you. But one of the wins I went through. So this weekend, this is actually really cool. This is a cool story. This is the first time this has happened. But so my wife and I, we go to Orlando because we wanted to look at the house for the next LeadSnap event, which is going to be July 27th through 30th. Limited seating on this, because like the owner of the property met me at the house. If the people on this call have seen the house, throw in the chat what your experience of that house was, because I posted it in our coaching group. But I met the owner, and we took the weekend for ourselves. We basically got a resort in Orlando, and we were hanging out at the resort. And this is the first time this has ever happened. I'm sitting there having a drink with my wife, thinking that, hey, no one knows me at all here. I'm just, and the bartender's like, hey, are you Patrick Shannon? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I've been following you online. You guys do amazing stuff. And then he ends up, he's like, I'm going to take care of your food and drinks. Ryan Truitt, I could put a picture of him. Really cool guy. You know, we connected about a few different things. He was working with our guy, Neil, for a little bit, but I love it. Small world moment where it's like, I had never met this person. And then just through like the online community that we built, you know, we had a connection, and you know, that was super cool. And also the win of just like spending Saturday and Sunday just relaxing at a resort. They have this huge like pool with tunnels and caves and all kinds of stuff. And you know, we got back to zero, and then we went and looked at the house. The house is absolutely amazing. I mentioned it. There's a bowling alley inside. There's laser tag, game rooms. They have a Lazy Miami that goes like 25 miles an hour, which seems pretty intense, in their backyard. So really excited to have that next event there. Sneeze coming. Hold on. Excuse me. All right. So that's a win on our side. We're putting the pieces together, and kind of visualizing. This is going to be a lot bigger event, but because it's in a house, we have capacity limitations. So I encourage you guys, when we launch this thing, to jump on it, because it's going to go fast. Last time we sold out. I'm sure we're going to sell out again here pretty quickly, especially after the feedback from the last event. So awesome. All right. Any other wins before we move on? Okay, let's get into it. All right, guys. So I am going to take you through, if you go to leadsnap.com/affiliate program, that's what we're going to be talking about today. I think this is a great opportunity for you guys, especially for you guys that have been around and kind of know how we handle ourselves in this group, the integrity that we have, the obsession with quality and support that we have in here. You probably will feel confident being a part of this program if you've been around us for a little while. So this is how the program works. Like I said, you can go to leadsnap.com/affiliate-program. I think it's probably, Sam did not put it in the footer yet. We'll put a link in the footer. Sam, if you can add that in there, that'd be great. So level 1, level 2, and level 3. So for the first 10 users, you'll get 20% recurring that you sign up. And then from users 11 to 25, you'll get 30% recurring. And then so starting with user 26 and beyond, you'll get 40% recurring. So I'll tell you, and you know, maybe Roger, with his experience working with the software companies, like as the founder of the company, I'm not sure that I get 40%, right? And because like we have development, support, servers, all kinds of different subscriptions to make sure that everything runs really well. You guys sign this person up one time, you'll get 40% forever, as long as they're there, which is a huge percentage. Like I said, I'm going to do what I can do to try to motivate you guys so that we can kind of like have success together. The way I envision this working long term is having like affiliate events, right, where we take care of our top affiliates, like prizes and trips, and make anyone that chooses to be a part of our affiliate program feel like they're a part of our family, because that's what it is, right? The people that are on my team, I do my best to try to make them feel that way. And the people that have, showed up at our event, right? I try to do my best to go over the top. It's the same with this. I think what we have planned is going to be huge for this, for the software long term. I mentioned I went through, if you guys didn't see last week's call, we went through a lot of the new features that are rolling out. There's a ton of stuff. The only reason I talked about those features is because those ones are like right on the border of rolling out. But some of the stuff that we have, I think, is going to, if we can get it in front of the right people, I think it's really going to disrupt this industry, because I think there's a lot of pieces that are missing, that haven't seen anyone put together yet, that we have planned. In the past, when we've rolled out big updates, what I've noticed is some of the people that are, I guess, define themselves as our competitors, they come out with those updates shortly after. So I'm keeping a lot of the stuff close, like up, close to the chest, I guess, as they say it. But as we get closer to some of our huge updates, you guys will see those, and I think those are going to be huge game changers. And to be in at the ground level on the affiliate program, you're going to be really well positioned when some of this stuff comes out. Roger, I see you have your hand up, man. What's up?
Hey, I hope this isn't a newbie question, but it probably is. I notice you're pricing this based on the number of users, but what my pricing plan, or none of the pricing plans, take into account users for variable income. It's all about plan. Am I on enterprise or so forth?
Yeah, so every user counts the same in ours, and we've done it this way because, I work with a software coach, and I went to him and got instruction on how he thought I should structure this. And the idea is to keep our affiliates engaged, so that way that they are with having like a user qualification, then they're going to be paying attention to their users, right?
Gotcha.
And they're going to stay engaged to some level with them. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that methodology.
No, it makes sense. I mean, a lot of people have free strategies to get, kind of market share, but this seems like a kind of hybrid strategy. Yeah, a
little bit of a hybrid strategy. But I think it's going to stack really well. So what I would do, and what we're going to be doing is like, we're going to start like doing SEO on the LeadSnap site, right? We're going to be building out articles and stuff like this. You guys could run similar strategies. You like the people that are the most successful affiliates, they go into it very strong, right? They make a commitment towards it. They build out a site, they rank that site, they create an engine, and then they send things this way. They say that SaaS is like, if you look at the exits on companies, one of the highest multipliers is for SaaS companies, right? So you guys, I shouldn't have to say this, but because of like past experiences that I've had with an unnamed party, you guys will not be owners of this company by being an affiliate, but it is like you have some level, like you're like getting this like ongoing percentage.
This is far bigger than what you'd get. I got a payout from a massive company. I was engineer number 8, and I wrote key pieces of the software. I won't mention the company, but this software is in 90% of all the broadcast television stations in the US, and it's branching out. It's virtually a monopoly lock, and we displaced somebody else. And I got to pay out, and I can tell you 40% or even 20%. That's massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope it's like painfully, there's like two sides to me where it's like, let's incentivize people. And then there's another side where it's like it's a little painful to give away that percentage because I've put so much into this. But I think when you get people swimming in the same direction, then like magic stuff happens, so that's why I've set it up this way. So, but like we're going to do SEO. We're teaching SEO inside of this. The software will further teach you SEO, right? The high quality content. Now we're not like, obviously it's not you're not going to be building out like Google My Businesses or Google Business Profiles to try to be an affiliate for LeadSnap, but teaching business owners how to get more reviews, right? We have reputation management for that. Teaching them how they can improve their rankings and understand their rankings. And you could potentially have them sign up, or you could sell them the software as this kind of like blends together. Like you could sell it as a white labeled version if you want and charge whatever you want. And they would never be able to tell that it's LeadSnap. We'll do a separate call where we kind of like dive into selling this as a SaaS platform. But I think there's a lot of opportunity here that's maybe overlooked. And I want to put this in your guys' ear. For those of you guys that this makes sense to, you probably all know 10 or 15 other local marketers that are using another platform. And maybe your motivation previously was, hey, I really like LeadSnap and I like the LeadSnap team. They're really supportive in the community. And you'd mention it, but now if there's like a financial motivation behind it, maybe we can incentivize you guys more and like maybe that motivation goes up, where this could be a a way to really put some money in your pocket in an ongoing basis, where you're getting essentially 20, 30, 40% of a software platform where you just refer them and we take care of everything else. Right. So if I were to say to you like, hey, all right, so this isn't legally binding, but if I were to say, hey, Alec, I'm going to give you 40% of LeadSnap revenue that comes through, like, with that, I mean, that would be something that I think most of you guys would be interested in. You have that same opportunity here, right? It's just for the people that you bring. It's another lead generation source. I see your hand up, Nick. Talk to me.
The reoccurring is the big thing. I'd rather have 40% reoccurring than 60% have to support it. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's essentially
It's a good split.
another. This can be another lead gen for you guys, right? Where it's like you generate the leads and I will pay you commission ongoing. You don't have to worry about some like sleazy roofer or tree guy that's not paying your commission, because once you log in, everybody that uses your link. So if you go up to your name, you actually don't have to have a paying subscription to be taking advantage of this platform. There is when you go through, the first time you go through, you'll see that there's an agreement. So I had my attorney go through and write up the agreement. A lot of it's his advice on what we should be doing. You sign that agreement, you'll get access to this, or you just like click agree and you get access to this. So this is your link to register. So this is the registration page and this is the home page. One of the things that we're going to be building out here is we're going to give you guys like material to make this easy. We want you guys to win. The more of you guys that win, the more that we win, right? So we may do some like affiliate only coaching where we go through and I can bring in some like big affiliate people. We can talk about the strategies that are working and see how we can be more successful with this. It's kind of like, hey, let's have a joint venture together on this. And you guys can all set up your separate business if you choose to, right, to do this. So basically, if they use this link and then they create an account within 2 weeks, that will create the connection to you. If you guys want to have a coupon to have people sign up, then we can set it up that way for you guys as well. We don't have that built in here, but we do have that ability to create that coupon connection. So once you have, I don't have any earnings in this because this is just a trial account, but once you have this, you can request a payout. So for us, there has to be 30 days, just because like if there's like a refund or anything like that, we need to make sure that everything's cool. And then after that, then you request the payout and then we'll send out that payout. So you can track right here. Everything is in here. It's all automatic. So if you have somebody sign up and they say they signed up, you can go and look and make sure like, hey, they signed up. They said they used my link. You'll see them right here. There's not reach out to our support, but there's no the human component of this with the ability to make a mistake has been removed. So a lot of times I advise you guys with your like local lead gens to avoid the commission deals when possible. I think it can be a crutch. And I also think that it can, it's an opportunity for us to not get paid our full amount, because it relies on what historically, in my viewpoint, for like local contractors, they're disorganized. They don't do a good job of attributing this lead came from this person, and who loses out on their disorganization, right? This is different though. If you had the ability to have it be automatically tracked and everything, then I would say take the commission deal because you're going to get paid more. So that's what this is. We have the commission stuff set up for you guys. Everything is automated. You guys can, if you have your own group where you're teaching any of this stuff, that's an opportunity. I would love to put a challenge in there. I'll tell you what, I will give an additional $500 bonus to the first person that reaches 40%. Like the first person that becomes like a 40% commission, starting now, or has, less than 3 or 4 people, get to 40%, get that 26 person. I'll throw in a $500 bonus instantly right out of my pocket. What do you got, Nick?
And you can refer other agencies if you want, I'm sure.
100%. Refer
There you
anyone.
go.
Yeah. So you guys, I know most of you guys are using LeadSnap, right? But there's other platforms out there, like Roger mentioned, Go High Level. But if you like, Go High Level is, I would say, like a more legitimate competitor than a lot of the people that have a larger market share than us. So if you look at like Local Viking, Local Falcon, some of these other ones, like Bright Local, like I personally, I know I'm biased, but I personally think we absolutely demolished their software. And especially with the new updates that were about to come out, it's going to get even more ridiculous. They have tons of people that if they knew that this software existed, they would jump on it. Most of the time when someone evaluates from coming from one of those, they evaluate this platform and they are like, okay, I'm going to sign up. Like CallRail, any of you guys that know is using CallRail, like there is no CallRail plan that you can have where our prices will be more expensive than theirs. We beat them at every single price level. I think it's going to get, for us, is like, hey, when we get the big advantage I think they have over us right now is the mobile app. We're working to build out our mobile app. When we release that, I think there's going to be another advantage will be removed. So many different opportunities to send this out. And it's kind of like you guys can help each other too. So here's what I mean is there are a lot of groups. There are a lot of groups out there. And I'm going to take you through a software that I have no affiliation with that would be that could be a good strategy. So you can get notifications in real time when someone mentions certain words inside of a group, such as Local Viking, Local Falcon, right? And then you could send a message. And if you guys see each other, the people from the group mentioning LeadSnap, like you should do each other a solid and say, yes, like if this person is going in and they've already, mentioned it or whatever, then help them like piggyback and make their job easier. And if you guys all kind of take that attitude, then it'll come back around to you when it's your turn, right? So I see, Roger, you got your hand up.
Hey, thanks, Patrick. Just had two real quick questions here. Can you give us any specifics on the update to the local stuff that would compete with Local Falcon? And then maybe if you have any information, approximate ETA on mobile launch?
Yeah, so I think the mobile launch is going to be in Q3 of this year. So I've kind of got a really good friend who's an amazing iOS developer. I am working to get him on board with us, and I think when that happens, that's going to roll out. And you'll know this yourself, Roger, is like having an amazing developer be behind something just makes life so much easier. And
he'll be the only developer?
Yeah, he'll be the only one for iOS.
Yeah, that can go fast if you know what you're doing, if you know what to develop. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually taught me, and he was actually the head iOS developer for GoPro. So really high level developer, and we've just kind of like built a really good friendship. So I'm excited for that one. Not only like guys, a lot of this excitement is not just about providing it to you guys. It's about like, hey, I want this in my agency too. Like I want the mobile app for my agency, right? Because I want my clients, when a form submission comes in, I want them to be able to get that on their phone in real time, right? Or
I'm also migrating from Local Falcon. I saw your stuff, the local stuff, the GMB heat maps. I was like, oh, this is, I mean, it was obvious within like 2 minutes that it was superior. So I wonder what like updates you're doing to that. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think for those platforms, we already like the gap is, in my opinion, is really wide already. The updates that we're going through, I would say, hey, Alfredo, was that last week's call that we went over those updates?
Yeah, correct. If Roger, if you go into the group, look at last week, there's some sweet stuff in there that I think you're gonna, geek out on.
Awesome. I'll start going through that stuff. Thanks.
Yeah. Is Jeff still on the call? I know Jeff is doing an EOS event with someone. Samantha, can you tag Roger on that call, or Alfredo? Can you tag Roger on that call in the Facebook group just so he can go right to it? But yeah, we spent like an hour going through it last week. There's a ton of stuff in there that it's really going into like rank tracking more than just like the heat map type of stuff. So reporting, a lot of pieces in there that are coming. Cool. All right. So Nick, I saw you had your hand up a minute ago. Did I answer your question, or you still got a question, man? Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to unmute you and I think I actually muted you. There you go. Talk to me, Nick.
No, I was going to say, I typed it. I referred a friend of mine, Patrick Rombeyer, because the more people who own agencies that know this tool, they can help me, right? I can call him up. But he said the onboarding was great. He's putting companies in, and it was probably a couple of weeks ago.
Awesome. Well,
I should have sandbagged him for your contest.
well, I'll tell you, we'll make a connection. Samantha, if you could let Jordan know, and just
Jordan's been working with them. They've set him up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just make the connection on the back end to give you credit for that one. We got you. Yeah, cool. All right. What other questions do we have?
Patrick,
Yeah.
if we can guarantee a certain amount of people at a group event, like a weekly training, let's say, because I know your time is valuable, you have the mastermind, but if I can say, hey, there'll be 50, 60, 70, I don't know, what is that number? Would you be willing to come on there just strictly like a LeadSnap? Hey, like today's a LeadSnap day, just throwing it out. Is there that number where you'd be willing to hop on a live on another group to generate signups, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what that number is off the top of my head, but yeah, that seems like a really good use of my time. And I'll tell you, here's another thing that maybe will be attractive for you guys. So when I started this company, I started as a software engineer. So if you guys have read the E-Myth Revisited, if you haven't, read it. But they talk a lot about how we start things as a technician, where we like know something, so we start it. So it's like the guy in the tire shop who's working for like whatever, tire repair, John's Tire Repair, decides to start his own tire repair shop because he knows it. And that's how this was for me. I knew the marketing world and I was a software engineer, so I started LeadSnap. That doesn't mean that you're prepared to run a software company. And I didn't know what I didn't know. So I went and I hired one of the best coaches in the world, Dan Martell. If you guys haven't read Buy Back Your Time, that's another one. So I don't know of a coaching program for software founders that is bigger than Dan Martell's. He's worked with some of the biggest names. And now we've been in his program for over 2 years. And one of the first things that we attacked was our churn rate, trying to reduce that churn rate. And we got it by software standards with something that is really low. And if you are an affiliate and you are referring people to a software platform that has a low churn rate, that's in your best interest, right? Because that means this person is going to stay for a long time. Our churn rate was not always high, or was not always low, but it's become very, very low by software standards. And part of it is this like onboarding, the support with some of the features that we were talking about last week. Our goals are aligned, right? The better features, the easier the onboarding process. I was taking it through. I was showing Paul Myers last week, was on the call. We're setting things up as wizards. Like, how can we get people to be activated within the platform sooner? And by that, I mean, get to a point of value. So that's another very valuable piece. And for your question, Alfredo, stuff like this, where like, if I can get on a call and I can get these people to sign up and we get them to a point of value, then they're going to stay with us usually for almost 2 years, I think is what the average is. So that's a very long time when someone's paying monthly to have them for that kind of commitment. So yes, I would love those opportunities. If any of you guys have these connections to get in front of a group where we can kind of present this, I've done that before. This is pretty much where all our users have come from, was starting with that, is like group presentations, and then it's been referrals. Those have really been the only two sources. And then, I've spoken at a couple of these different events and stuff. So, but yeah, I would love those opportunities. Spencer, welcome to the call, man. We're talking about our affiliate program here. Spencer's another go high level defect. We were just talking to Roger, who just jumped ship.
Yeah, the great thing for me with this, you guys, was I was able to combine everything into LeadSnap instead of having everything scattered around. And then I was able to slowly transition over from Go High Level to LeadSnap. And one thing I talked about, and I don't know, Patrick, I missed the beginning part of this, so I don't know if you guys are offering this service, but are you guys offering some type of hand holding with transferring clients from Go High Level into LeadSnap?
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer for us. And I've got Joran in there to kind of like help handle that transition. So yeah, I think as this becomes more and more of a common transition for people, then I'm just gonna like make sure that he's a Go High Level expert, and that and then we'll think about how can we build something that automatically exports and imports from theirs into ours and makes the process super simple. But yeah, so okay, cool. Well, that's what I have. Is there any other questions around the affiliate program? All right. I would love to hear if you guys, I know we only have, it seems like a smaller call this week, 18 people, but if you guys are excited about this, I'd love to see it in the chat. If this is something you feel like you're going to jump in, no hard feelings if this doesn't seem like the right thing for you, but if it is, I'd love to hear it and see if we've done a good job of making this appealing. And, if not, we can kind of like retool and figure out how we can, make this exciting for you guys. So, we'll come out with strategy videos. We'll probably end up setting up a separate affiliate group for the people that are affiliates that have, at least one person referred and go through these different strategies. Cool. All right. So let's talk. Who else has other questions? Anything that you guys are struggling with your business that I can help you with? Nobody. All right. Well, I don't, you guys, if you guys don't want to take the next step. Who was that?
That was me, Zach.
Hey, what's up, man? How you been? You're out in Dallas, right?
Yes. So I like this affiliate because this would be another way to, like you said, generate some money. So I'm having trouble finding some new jobs. So is there anybody that I could like team up with to see how people are like prospecting like new customers? Because I heard you mention earlier on the call about people right now, business owners, service companies are getting bombarded with, with the other companies just calling them nonstop, to where they're sick of hearing what we're trying to do. And like you said, they don't realize that we're actually offering real jobs, real customers, or real calls. And so how are y'all getting through to those new people?
Hey, Patrick, if I can pitch in here.
Yeah, why don't you start it off, Alfredo? Yeah,
so I met Patrick through a different group as well, and the whole call, Patrick did a challenge, right? How to prospect, how to, like your question, how to approach people differently. I know me and Spencer have, gone head to head. He can give you his testimony on how he grew off of that challenge as well. But it's using the heat maps that are in LeadSnap to show the client utilizing Loom. When they see those heat maps at the end, mine's at the end. Like, this is where you're at. This is where your competition. I've literally had a call where it's like, I don't know. And as soon as I show them that, like, you know what, Alfred, forget it. Sign me up right now. I definitely don't want to let them beat me. But my business has grown just off of that. Like, literally all I've used LeadSnap till recently was that, with the prospecting heat map. This is where you're at. This is where your partner's at. And that for me has made a huge difference. Just in whatever channel you have, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Upwork, whatever, incorporate LeadSnap, and those heat maps are awesome. Like if you look at my Facebook, the testimonies I have lately are literally screenshots of LeadSnap.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I've used it. Hopefully that helps. And then I know every time the last 2 or 3 that I've been involved in, where Patrick's challenges us, like, hey, how many heat maps can you pump out, and how that translates to dollars and new customers. I don't think it's ever been a fail. People that really like put that into action.
Okay.
Yeah, we should do another one of those challenges again, huh? Yeah, we should. We haven't had one in a while, and we end up giving away a lot of stuff, but it's cool to see you guys win. I'll take you through a brief version of it.
Okay.
Usually I have Jeff on it, but I know we've got some extra time here. And if you guys have questions that you're thinking of, I know I kind of threw that on you there a minute ago, but use the reactions tab there and use the hand up. And then I'll just run through the questions with you and try to help answer you guys. Okay, so you can see my screen, right, Zach?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you have one that you're trying to prospect right now?
No, sir, not particularly.
Do you mind sharing what niche you're in?
Or
pick a niche.
Concrete.
Concrete. Okay, so we'll say Dallas concrete contractors. That's going to be a good term. Okay, so
yes, sir.
This is what's showing up for Dallas concrete contractors, and I like this big gulp here. I'm going to go with these guys. So okay. I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to grab their link here, and I'm going to take it back over. You no longer have to get the map URL. We've changed it so you can just use the share link a little bit easier. So I'm going to paste this in here, and then I'll type in like concrete contractor, and I'm going to set this up as 1 mile, 13 by 13. And I'm actually, since Dallas is such a big city, I'm going to redraw this. So I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. It's also going to work in our favor too, to make it a bigger area, because there's no one that's going to just dominate this whole area for a city like Dallas. I'm going to probably make it smaller than this, because they might not even. So we'll do like this. We'll just get kind of like the heart of Dallas, just below Plano. Okay. So this is going to cover anyone that's really doing work in the heart of Dallas. And I'm going to click on Start Heat Map. And we're going to let that thing run for a few seconds. While that's doing that, I am going to go look at their website. And where is it? Concrete, these guys right here. Their site's down. That's a great opportunity, right? If this is a real company, their website's not even up. These stupid Zoom controls always get in the way. Okay, so their site is not up. So that, well, actually they have 2 lists. Oh, that's where you book. Here's their actual website. My bad. This one's probably up. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So this is their site. We can kind of look at it and see what it looks like. Looks like they've loaded this thing up with content. This might actually be like a lead gen site, the way that this is set up. Most business owners don't kind of set it up this way. Get my local quote. I don't think that's the language that a lot of these people, this is probably going to be a lead gen site. There's no about page. Yeah, they only have, let's see what their blog looks like. Really what I like to do is I'd like to find out, I'd like to find out if they like who is behind it. So a lot of times when I'm going through this, I'll look and I'll see if I can find out who they actually are. Maybe on get my quote.
Patrick, on the bottom, Alex says it's lead gen. It says it's lead gen.
This site is a referral service. Probably someone in this group, huh? All right. So here's what we're going to do. Once this heat map, there we go. It's already done. So that's what their ranking looks like. But I'm going to look at this and I'm going to find somebody else. So we see that big gulp who, like, this would be a hard area to dominate. So don't like, just because their average score is like a 13.45, remember that this is a massive city that's really populated for probably something that's pretty competitive, concrete contractor. So just, I would say just like, don't think that this is like a high number. If you're going to go over a huge area, no one's going to have all ones all the way across it usually. That's just, it's not realistic, but we can look through and we could say J&P contractors. That sounds like a real, they have 13 reviews. Let's look at their website. Okay, so this looks like the website a concrete person would make, right? You can see they have an estimates page. This hasn't had like SEO mastery done on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at J&P Contractors Inc. I'm going to put it into Facebook here and see if I can find these guys. That looks like the same logo, right? So here's their company, DFW. What is going on here? I don't know what I don't know, like, is 469 the area code for Dallas or
No. 214.
I don't know what that is.
It's an
That looks
international
like,
country code.
yeah, that looks like it could be from India or somewhere. So I don't know what
It's
happened there.
Sweden.
Sweden?
46, 40, yeah, it's Sweden.
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that for now and pretend that this is a real company. My goal is always to try to find out who owns the company because I want to mention something about it. So I'm not seeing that clear and obvious here. Usually, let's see, could be one of these. They have 2 reviews. Usually the first review will be the business owner. But let's go back and let's just do our pitch and let's pretend that we're going to go with JP. We'll say it's John and Patrick. So we'll say, hey, John, you know, I see your company here and I see that this is how you're ranking. So John, basically what this is if someone searches from concrete contractor, and I would put this into a video. So Zach, your goal here is to like, you get a conversation going a little bit and you don't need to try to sell them at the beginning. Let's just like, hey, John, I saw you guys have 13 reviews. It looks like you've been in business for 6 years. It's clear with the reviews that you have, people are saying good stuff about you, but unfortunately, the person that does the best work, they don't always get the most business. That's just not how it works. So I'm going to give you, I'd love to give you some tips on what's worked for us. And if this works for you, that's great. If you want more information, you can reach out to me. So something like this, but you got to have a little bit of that conversation and then you turn it into a video that says, hey, John, so here is how your Google My Business is ranking. And just so you know, the Google My Business. So if I look at like Dallas concrete, right? This is the Google My Business area and it changes quickly as we move across town. So just because this person's showing here doesn't mean that they're going to show everywhere, as we can see when we look here. So essentially what this tool is doing is it's telling us how you're ranking at these different spots, right? So if we look at this, maybe you guys have heard of Big Gulp Concrete Solutions. Maybe you've seen their trucks around town. I'm going to assume that it's not a Legion and it's just like a real company. Well, this is how they're ranking, right? So their average ranking is 13 and your average ranking is 16. I may choose somebody that's down here a little bit ways so I can twist the knife a little bit more, like these guys Ivory that are down here, right? And this percentage right here says that you're showing up in the top 3 percentage only not even 9% of the time. So if we look at this, the top 3 matters because if you're not in the top 3, then you're not on the first page. So in the concrete industry, where the average driveway costs $10,000 to install, the difference between 3rd and 4th could be tens of thousands of dollars per month, right? What if this is costing you 10 driveways a month? That's $100,000. So some of the strategies, and this is an important part, Zach, is like you want to have the balance of delivering value without getting caught in the weeds. Okay, so we don't need to tell them about backlinks necessarily, but we can just go through and say, okay, so this is your company, and I can click on this to flip the map. So that's how your company is ranking. I imagine that you guys probably set up your business somewhere around here. But unfortunately, as we move across town, the further we get away from our location, the harder it is to rank. So there's some strategies that you can use. So one of the things that you could do if you want to rank better over here in this Arcadia Park is like, maybe you mention Arcadia Park on your website and we just have a little bit of content. There's an opportunity to ask questions. So what if somebody says, hey, do you guys do concrete driveways? So I'm putting my keyword and they're in Arcadia Park. And I could say, yes, we've done multiple driveways over in Arcadia Park. We've also done foundation repair, whatever the other keywords that I want to get in there, right? I could schedule post. So we can talk about how there's a post and I could actually show them what a post looks like. So we could set that up and we could do it one time where we have it go out for months and it's mentioning the areas that we want to target. I could name my photos on the site, right? And I could load these things in here. So I see you're taking off, Roger. Great meeting you, man. Thank you for the back and forth and supporting us, man. And welcome to the family.
Yeah, I put a long note in a DM to you in the chat. Check that out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so we could if a review comes in that mentions some of this. So basically, what we want to do, John, is we want to build relevance between the area that we're trying to target and our Google My Business and our website. So those strategies have worked really well. And here's what I would do is I would go over into another. I would say, let's take a look at what we did for this company in Houston. So if I have access to, if this isn't my first rodeo and I have that like case study, I would show them, here's how we're ranking and here's the phone calls that are associated with it. So what would your business look like 6 months from now if you were getting this many phone calls per month? So that is a really good prospecting strategy to get them in front of it. And that's what Alfredo and Spencer have done. And we used to do. We got to the point now where we get a lot of referrals and we're like, let's put things on pause a little here so we can keep up with our fulfillment. But that is a killer strategy that I've seen work really, really well. You could also in groups, like if you get in a contractor group or something like that, we call it the Trojan horse method. There's a lot of strategies and videos from the past that go over this. Does that give you some ideas there?
Yes, sir. That helps. Thank you.
Here's another one. Let's just run with this for a second. Here's another one. So you have this reputation management, and we know that reviews are a ranking factor. It doesn't take long to explain to our clients that reviews rank. What if you tell them, hey, I can help you get more reviews? So if we go into contacts here and we get a spreadsheet from them, we can upload that spreadsheet. We can download this template and fit their information in there. And then we can upload it into LeadSnap. And then we can, once we have it uploaded into LeadSnap, we can put them into an automation to request reviews from these people. So they could get reviews in the first week. Like, hey, why don't we do this? Give me a list of some of your past customers, and I'll run this for free. And like, if we get reviews for you from your past customers, let's have another conversation. And if not, no hard feelings, right? So yeah, another way to get it.
So how much do y'all how much do people charge for doing that? Like to generate money, like doing that, like you're talking about on getting them reviews?
I would charge $250 a month for that, or $200 a month, somewhere around that. And that is like, hey, you guys provide me with a list of your contacts each month, and then we'll send this out for you guys and give you a report on what's come through in the last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of different ways to leverage this to help you land clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. I'm just kind of like trying to catch up on the comments here. My guy Jeff today is out. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir. I'm good. Okay,
cool.
Thank you.
Right. All right, guys, we're at 4:00. Does anyone else have any questions before we bounce out of here? Hopefully you guys got some value from some of these prospecting strategies if you haven't tried them before. And Yeah, that affiliate program, guys. I think if you guys jump into that and take it seriously, I think it could be huge for you guys. Cool. All right. All right, everybody. We'll put the topic of the call out there for next week so that you guys can be a little bit more prepared. We're doing our best to try to organize. We're running a lot of different things here, right, with different businesses, but we're getting a lot more organized and professional with this stuff. So we should have a topic out for you here in the next couple of days. You guys have a great week. Do what you got to do over the next 7 days to create some wins, move your business forward, move your life forward. All right. We'll see you guys in the group. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Talk to you soon.